Welcome back to another episode of the puzzle series. In case if you're new here, my name is Ujjwal. I'm having a FIDE rating of 1814 and I've been playing chess for nearly a decade. In today's video, I'm going to solve a bunch of puzzles on chess.com on Puzzle Rush Survival. I'll walk you through everything that goes on inside my head while I'm calculating. You'll get to hear my full thought process, how I evaluate positions, calculate lines, and decide what works and what doesn't. So yeah, let's jump right in and see how sharp my calculation is today. Let's begin. Okay, so let's start. Rook e2, check, it's mate. Okay, takes, checkmate, checkmate, checkmate. Okay, I can just give a check and capture the bishop. Okay, that's a mate. Queen h5. Okay, so here goes a check. Check, sack the queen and meet him. Queen h5. Takes, that's winning. Queen here, I sack the queen, that's a win. Okay. Okay, so rook d8. Okay, check. Rook g3, king h8, queen f6 is winning. Let's go. Okay, knight here, it's a mate. Check. Okay, it's winning. Okay. So now knight e3 is winning. Queen g2 is coming up. Okay, so queen c5. Okay, so now okay, it's rook d4, rook g3, and rook h4 is good enough to win the game. Okay, knight to c7. And now what's going to be the move? Okay, now knight g4 just wins. It's a double check and the queen is going to go on f1, and that should be game over. Rook here, I'll just take this first and then go to capture the rook, and that's just winning. I would be a rook up. Now I can just take here, give a check, capture the knight, and now what? Like, okay, now bishop f2. I was thinking bishop b4, but white can take the bishop f. Okay, so bishop f2 was not the move. Okay, the queen is defended by the bishop. Oh, it's a check. I sack the queen, that's a mate. Okay, a check. I take the rook and mate him. Now I sack the queen. It's a winning. Where's the win? Rook g2, king h1. Okay, so that's just a win. Queen h4 is winning. Now, okay, now I should first take the bishop, take here, and now take the bishop. I would be a piece up, and that's winning. I'll just take the pawn, that's winning. Now, okay, check, and take the rook. And okay, I'll start by giving up the pawn for free, and now I will make the queen first, and I will win the game. Now it's a check. I'll give it. That's a winning, and I can take this, which looks absolutely winning. Okay, that's winning. Now I can sack the queen and capture the queen. I would be a piece up. And now, what's the big threat? Can I take just? Can I just take it? I would be having 3 pieces. He's still having 3 pieces. So okay, I'll just take the bishop, take the pawn and take the queen. That's winning. And now here. Well, what's the move? Here takes, king here, and I don't see the mate. Okay, queen g6, king f8, and then I don't know. What's the move? What's the move after queen g6? Queen g6, king f8, and then I don't know. I'm thinking knight d6, but there is bishop d6, knight d7, and I believe that should be winning. Should I just take on g6? Knight d6? Knight d6 is winning? Or else he's going to play queen e8. So I strongly believe knight d6 is the move. And that is winning. Okay, so let's push. And I just take and just give a check. And that should be good enough. Yeah, that's winning. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Okay, so here we have knight e3. Knight e3, what's the move? I don't know. I want to sack, but there is no knight f1 because there is rook f1. So I'll start with a check. Check captures threat. There is knight f1 check available, but that's not working up. There are captures, 2 captures available, but neither of the captures are working up. Now coming to the threat position, there is bishop b4. Okay, there is knight e4, which is a big threat. I can be a piece up. Okay, so we have king h8. After king h8, okay. After king h8, what's the move? What's the move? Okay, it's coming check, check, and then I can go for capturing the bishop. I would be a piece up, and that's total winning. And now, what if I just take the bishop and give up my rook? Is it winning? Can I just take the pawn over here? I'm threatening a mate in 1. And I don't really see a good way for him to defend it, so I'll just take the bishop. I'll just take here, and yeah, that's just winning. This should be winning. Yeah. So now we have fg5, and after fg5 there is fg5. Bishop f8. Does bishop f8 traps the queen? There is queen h4 though. Bishop g5. Bishop g5, queen g7, bishop f6, queen h6, queen e7, knight comes, and now then bishop g5 is winning. Yeah, that's just winning. So he has to take the rook, and that's just winning for me. And now we have bishop f3, bishop f3. Okay, so I can just take. I just need to calculate. For example, in this position, black is currently a piece up. I just take. He moves it, I just takes it, and that should be a exchange up for me at least. Yeah, I'll just go for it. Yeah, that's completely winning. So we have knight f8. After knight f8, what could be the winning move? Queen e3 is the move that I'm able to see. Queen e3, queen b2, and I don't see a winning reply for him, for me. So maybe just queen g2. Maybe he can go for long castling, because taking is definitely bad for me. If I take, he might go for long castle, which is a probability. I'm thinking, oh, okay, queen c2 wins. Queen c2 wins because there is a force checkmate coming up on e2, and he can't really stop it because he can't castle on the either side of the board. So we have rook d3. Now after rook d3, what's the winning move? Okay, if I take, he can give a check. I can just go to king e2, and I don't really see a good way for him to. Wow, queen b1 threatening to make the queen. Now what's the winning reply? What's the winning reply? I need to think. I don't know, maybe queen b7? Queen b7 with the idea of rook a4? Now rook a4, he can just take 6, and I'll just lose the queen on b7. So I need to be sharp. What's the winning reply? He's threatening to push the pawn. I need to find a good way. Okay, let's say queen b7. He moves the rook to a5. And then yeah, then he can just give a check and just straight off the queen. And a2. And I don't think I'm happy with it. So maybe the plan drops. The queen b7 is the move which I'm able to see very strongly. I believe queen b7 is a very strong win. Queen b7 has to be the win. Yeah, queen b7 is the winning. It's also known as instincts. So we have rook e1, and after rook e1, what's the winning move? Maybe the winning move is queen a1, king d2, and I think queen d4, king c1. I don't see the win. Okay, maybe I can start with taking the rook. He can't take with the queen because he loses the bishop. Though still the material would be even, so it doesn't make any sense for me to play that move. Instead, I should try to find some sort of a mate or something. Check, king d2, queen d4 check, king c1, and even if I'm just able to hold a draw, that should be good enough. At least I believe. And if he just tries to play queen d3 or something, I'm having queen b4 at the very least. And after king here, he can't move he has to go king d1. And after king, he can't play queen e3 because he loses. So maybe just queen check, 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 and that's the draw. A draw is a good result for me. And this is just winning. Here he make the queen, I just ignore it and made him, and that's just winning for me. He took the pawn, and now what's the move? Okay, I can start with a check, king here. I can check him. The king goes here, and that's just a mate. I'll just mate him. Okay, so we have g3. Maybe I can start with I can start with queen here check because these two squares are already covered up, and that's basically mate in 2 for me. So the queen goes over here, and now I need to find mate. Okay, I see the mate. There is queen g2, king g2, knight f4, king g1, knight h3, and that's a mate. That's a fourth mate. That's a double check, and that's a mate. So now we have queen e4. Now what could be the mate? What could be the winning move for me? I'm thinking queen d1 because that looks like the most natural move, forcing the king to b2, and after king b2, the question is how to continue. Then the question lies how to continue the position. I don't know. The queen d1 is my strongest thinking. Queen d1, king b2, queen d1, king b2, and where's the win? I'm thinking bishop a3, but bishop a3, knight a3, I can definitely go for capturing the rook, and that way it makes some sort of a sense. But he's going to capture with the king on a3, and there's the main question. And now white is also having multiple checks in the position, so I need to be aware of that. The main question lies how to continue. I'm thinking queen e2, rook f2, but he can just sack the queen and he just rook up, and that's completely winning for him. So I need to find an even stronger reply. Starting with queen d1. Queen d1 has to be the move. Queen d1, king b2, because that's a forcing move. Always start with the forcing variation. Queen d1, king b2. Where's the win? Where could be the win? It's not so easy, that's for sure. Shall I just ignore everything and just play rook f2 because all his pieces are paralyzed, sort of, and he's not really having any good play. He has to keep relying on checks, and I can save my king over here, or maybe a7, and that makes a lot of sense. And that was a big mistake. That was not the correct variation. Okay, h3. What's the winning move now? Can I just take the knight, sack the knight over here, and then let's just start to think. I just take on d4, he take on g4, and now maybe just knight f3 check, king f1. I don't see the win over there, so I need to think. I just take on d4, he take on g4, and I need to think. I give a check on e2. He can't go to h2 because queen d6 and queen g3 wins. He has to go on f1. I can give a check over here. He has to go on e1, and that's just winning for me. Yeah. So now we have king d8. King d8, rook goes check, check, check. check, and that's a winning. That's winning. That's winning. So now we have a long castle. Long castle by black. What's the winning move? Can I just take? But that's just too dangerous. I'm thinking of pushing the pawn. He takes, I take, he takes, and I don't really like it. So maybe I just push. He takes, I take with the queen. He takes with the queen. And now, is there a win? Is there some sort of a win or something? Can I just take? He takes, and I can push the pawn though. Yeah, let's try this. And I can take. And that's winning, yeah. So now we have knight to e4. Knight e4, what's the winning move now? I can start with taking the knight on e4. He has to take on c4. And the moment he takes on c4, I have to think. The moment he takes on c4, is there some sort of a knight d6 where there is no bishop on f8 so that I can't take and I win the queen or something? That's how players think. That's how I think. And I think, though he can also take on e4 though. Maybe starting with absolutely different position with it, which is with the different move order, which is bishop f6, threatening queen over to d7, which makes a lot of sense. He can't take the rook. I'm having a check here, and just bishop e5 just wins. So basically, after queen d7, he has to. After bishop f6, he has to take the bishop on f6. Let's say with the knight. He takes with the knight. I take it. I give a check. The king goes over here, and bishop a6 just wins. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But the big question lies: what's the difference between if I just take with the rook or with the bishop? What's the big difference? I don't know. Okay. Taking with the rook makes a lot better sense, and that was wrong move. Let's try to discuss now why it was the wrong move. Let's see. So push. The winning move was it's just 3 move mate. That was an easy one. Coming to the second puzzle, which we did wrong. Queen e4. And after queen e4, what's the winning move? I tried queen d1. Okay, I tried rook f2, but maybe the winning start is check, king here, and then rook over here. Though he's having. It also looks winning to be true. Okay. Sorry, just queen takes and that's winning. But still, the big question lies: what's the difference between if I just play rook f2 at the very start? There is queen e5 check. I can just move the queen. I can just move the king. Let's say the king goes to f8, queen h8, check, queen g7, king goes over here, queen g8, king goes over here, queen g4, king here. Okay, he's not giving me extra time, extra space to go over here to hide myself. He's going to give me diagonal checks because if he tries to give me checks like this, I can just save my king, and that's just winning for me. So yeah, going back, makes sense. So okay, in this position, maybe bishop takes is the correct approach, and that's just winning. He plays this, I can give a check now, and that's just winning. But now the big question lies: what's the difference if I just go for capturing then here with the rook? He takes, I take, and now there is queen d2. There's queen d2. He covers the d7 square, and now he's winning. He's winning now. Why? Because the moment he moves the bishop back, let's say queen d6, black is having 5 pawns, I'm having 4 pawns, and the most important part, black is an exchange up and a pawn up as well, which is completely winning for black. So yeah, these were the puzzle rush. I tried to open up my mind, speak up, told you what's going in my mind while I'm solving the puzzle, what I'm trying to calculate, and that's how you should try to calculate the puzzle rush. So today we made a score of 52, which is not a bad score either. A decent score, a normal score. And let me know in the comments what score you made or what you usually do in the puzzle rush. Thanks for watching. I'm going to come up for like more videos like this. Thank you for watching and bye bye.